Hi, all you beautiful souls out there. It's Cena Anshark back with Twin Flame Consciousness for Twins in 3D Union. And this is the third reading in a row that I'm going to post that was actually meant for me. So my twin and I were here last night, and we had just spent a week apart. Our running and chasing is still going on, but for a shorter amount of times. So he'll be gone for a week, I don't know where he's at, and then he'll be back for a week, and then we'll be on progress and whatever else. And so we had done a reading last night, but we kept getting interrupted, so I was not able to post it. And last night, I was in the headspace of a lot of gratitude. You know, we're talking the same language. You know, about twin flames, around ascension, about bringing up the love vibration. You know, getting rid of energies in our lives that are no longer serving us. You know, all this stuff is going on. And then it turns out that it wasn't exactly that. I mean, it was for me, but you know, he's kind of mimicking me. So last night when I had done this reading, I was like, you know, I want to know, what is my divine male going through right now? And then I put down, what is the total energy of the relationship? And then me as the divine female, what am I going through? So again, they got left on the table, so that's why they're here. And you know, I don't know if people prefer shuffling or whatever, that's on them. And sometimes I can do that, but like I said, this was for me. And so I was going to clean it up, and I was told, you know, go ahead and record it and put it online. And I read them yesterday, but I don't know that I interpreted them quite right. I am using the Wide Array deck. I do not need the book to read from because I've been doing this for a very long time. I only use, you know, I use books when I need to, but intuitively I can do this. However, I think for my own self, because sometimes going back to the basics, then that way there's no confusion about what's going on. And then, you know, obviously, so what I'll do here is I will read what is going on with the divine male energy. I will read the card, and then I'll read out of the book, and we'll see if I'm at least, you know, not blocking myself to this union, or you for that matter. So the first card that we got for the male divine, and his energy right there, was the Two of Cups. Do you know how excited I was about that? I was like, yes, you know, that's I mean, that's harmony all the way around. You know, 2 is a number for transcending, moving forward, you know. 2 is the twin. It's the yin and the yang. The next card, now I'm going to do each one. I said I would. I was ready to go with that. So the Two of Cups. Understanding deep friendship or love between man and a woman. Together they can achieve their plans. Yeah, that's what we were talking about. You're like, you couldn't make this shit up, right? Harmony flows between two souls. Together they will reach their goals. And we had talked about, like, you know, our careers and what we were doing, and that if we are on the right path, it will be easy for us, and we'll be able to, you know, the universe does not conspire against us. It is actually conspiring for us, and things will start getting laid out. A beautiful start to a new romance or friendship. And I was like, wow, this running could be over. The dark night of the soul, you know, all that good stuff. A beautiful start of a new a complementary seed has flowed into a tree of appreciation. Good solid ideals are passing back and forth between two people. Kindness and thoughtfulness binds two hearts together. Expect a surprise letter, flowers, or joyous gift. And I thought, wow, you know, this is amazing, because here it is happening, like, right now in real time. So that's what I thought. It'll be interesting to see here at the end, and then I'll let you guys know, because right now, I don't know what's going to happen. Again, we're back to that whole Rocky thing. It's like we almost touch it, and then the energy just gets too much. We vibrate too much, and it just blows up. And we've been doing this for a second now. And I was even doing this reading because I was like, you know, my conscious mind, my 3D mind says, why would you continue to play this game with somebody? You never do this for anybody else. But then, you know, my spirituality, I'm deep and rooted in that. And I'm like, you know, I got to go with my higher power, my higher self, my spirit guides. And so, yeah, that's what happened there. So the next card that we got for the divine male was the 5 of Pentacles. And for me, this represented him with his head down low. He could not see how good his life can be. Like, he literally was passing stuff by. He's out on the streets, doing whatever it is that he wants to do, pretending like he's something that he's not, when he actually has all of this good stuff, and we could just be like moving on and getting our love on and being unconditionally loving and helping others get their love on, and, you know, shoot, be the little gangsters of love. So that's what we wanted to do, and I thought it was on board. That's what it says here. So the 5 of Pentacles. Take time to review what is happening in your life and what you want. Head to low, you cannot see just how good your life can be. You may feel like throwing in the towel, but you could be on the verge of an accomplishment. Legal situations involving settlements could mean a loss. Possibility of neglected health, more care is needed. Well, so that fit the bill too. Like, you're out there doing this, that, and the other, and you don't have to. You really actually get to have this amazing unconditional love. We have to work at it because, we were born in the 3D and raised in the 3D, and I guess now that I have a word for it, I guess, I was kind of going between 4D and 3D my whole life, and so I'm excited to go further now that I'm starting to learn stuff, because I didn't know anything about twin flames until I met this guy and we got our first runner. So in any event, so I'm going, yeah, that sounds like him. But really, it could be me too, because we have to remember that the masculine doesn't necessarily mean the male. It could be a male energy. And so, I'm going to go ahead and take this reading as I'm going to say the male energy, the relationship energy, and the female energy. And if that fits for you, it fits for you. But like I said, this is for me, and I'm going to see if I can't look at all the cards for what they're worth, because I'm the one who wanted to know, like, what is going on here? Like, why do I keep doing this? So the next card we got, though, was the Two of Swords. And we know, that is right there, deep personal pain, blind faith. Like really, you want me to keep like a complete blind faith in this situation and trust after I've been so personally hurt around this situation. It reminds me of the song from Lauryn Hill, Reciprocity. It's like, no one can love you more than me, but nobody's hurt me more than you, and vice versa, because we're mirrors. So, but it says keep the faith no matter what. So let's see what it says. So, he is thinking about union and how beautiful that could be. He is living a life right now where he can't see what's going on, but he's starting to see. And when losing faith, it's saying keep the faith, because this is supposed to be. So I'm thinking, okay, this is good. This is still very positive. So let's see, what does it say? You don't know what to do. Try the 6 of one, half a dozen of another. And I told him that too. I was like, it's really around just, do you want to continue playing with that life, or do you want to come and do this life? And here's the thing, is that I love you and I want you to go be happy. And so if you want to be happy out there, then you have to go out there. Or you can be happy here, but you can't do both. You can't be happy here and then still go out there, because that's not the level that I want to vibrate on. I'd rather vibrate alone at this point. I'm no longer into the chasing state, like, where it's like, I don't even expect anything. Like, all I would like you to do is just, be honest with yourself even. And then that way I don't have to, go through the fights that have to get, in my judgment, made up so that you can go and do what you have to do. Just go do what you have to do. So, yeah. Shall I do this? Shall I do that? It's time to find a new format. Stalemate in your affairs. Need for a new approach. Emotions are involved. Difficult to decide what to do. Recognizing success in some venture. Not sure which way to go next. Indication of being upset by a letter or a situation. Well, we didn't know how fast that was going to be. So then the last card that we picked for the Divine Male was the Queen of Pentacles. And I thought that represented me, holding down. I hold down the fort. I'm the stable person here. And when I say unconditional love, I mean unconditional love. That means that I love you when you're here loving me, and I love you when you're not here loving me, no matter what it is that you do. Now, I'm not saying that you can treat me like a doormat. I can love you from here. I can love you from here while you're over there, unconditionally. But it would be against all of my spiritual beliefs to reprimand him around that. And so I'm thinking he found a pretty cool chick, It's like we're all here to learn lessons, and if I'm in your ear telling you about your lessons, 2 things are happening. One, you are not able to hear your lessons because you're too busy listening to me, and 2, I'm not hearing my lessons because I'm too busy telling you about yours. So I really do mean that. Like, I want you to be happy. Go do that. So then we have the next row is what the energy of the current relationship was now with the twins. So 9, the Hermit, and that's us too. That's our number. We're both Virgos. We have a lot of things in common. 9's our number. Well, I can't even go into like how this reading would be forever if I went into the synchronicities of our 9s or our numbers altogether. It's crazy. So the Hermit, 9. So ask and it shall be given you. Seek, ye shall find. Knock, it shall be open to you. The promise of Christ can be found in your own heart. That's the beauty of the cards. Is like having the intuition to read them is one thing, but the cards for outside appearances, you just can't make this up. It is what it is. It's true. When the universe talks, the universe talks. So look up to your friend and see the light. It shines by day, it shines by night. Guidance and help are available, but the ultimate responsibility is yours. So yeah, you're going to have to choose, one way or the other. There's an answer, and you have the ability to solve the situation. Experiment, but take it easy. Use direction until you're completely sure. And we're like, wow, to us that means that we are both taking our time to contemplate what we want in this relationship and how we're going to do this. And so far we're so on the page, right? So then the next one we get is the King of Cups. And this is the energy of, mind you, of the union here. So I'm like, yes, he's finally getting it. And for me, love is more than love. It's not like, oh, we have a special relationship and you love me and now I'm special. No, I'm like, being a gangster of love, you ask me what I'm going through and I'll say the same thing as you. That's Steve Miller. Yep. Ask my baby what she's going through. She'll say the same thing as you. Ask my baby what she's thinking of. She'll say there's nothing better than love. You don't even have to know how to sing to just know that song vibrates amazingly. So anyways, King of Cups, that's what I was thinking of. So, a reliable, respected man from any walk of life. He is trustworthy and can help you. Light brown hair, blue hazel eyes, this good man is very wise. Man in his maturities, man with much empathy who could provide wise counseling. A quiet type of man who keeps his emotions hidden. Could be of the church, a teacher, or associated with law. Well, last night when I was interpreting this, I thought, maybe that is talking about him because there's a lot of things that he's not right now, but there's a lot of capabilities of what he could be and what he was. And, some of these things matched up pretty good to like what he started out to be even before me. And then, where we're at right now. But, those are our lessons. It's all good. So I'm going to sit on this for a second because I think that we're talking about, this is the energy of the current relationship and things have changed. Again, it's kind of rocky and unstable. So I want to make sure that I'm not missing something here. Staying on top of things. So, I was having a hard time keeping my house. My neighborhood's going through the gentrification process, and houses are going up, and so I'm lucky that I get to keep my house, but it's expensive, down to the property taxes at this point. So I got a roommate, and my twin was gone, but somehow figured out that I was getting a roommate, and then it's kind of crazy. He kind of showed up right before the day before the roommate moved in, to kind of like solidify our relationship, and this is what's going on, and we're gonna have like this big happy family, and everybody's gonna pitch in, and we're gonna do all this. So even though this card doesn't really talk about what he is from the book, my intuition is saying that, what, this guy right here, the universe is taking care of me because I'm doing my work. And that's the whole point of it, is I'm doing my work. I'm the one that's saying, okay, look, I get that you're not ready, and I don't even have time to judge you on that because I can't even judge my own life. I can't judge you on what you're about ready to do. But what I can do is really make sure that there's an understanding for everybody out there that if there's anything on this planet that you need to master, skiing, piano, dance, be an executive, be a good parent, if there's anything that you need to master, is you. Master you. Know your emotions. Know your stuff. And when you start to do that, you actually find out how interesting you are. And really, there's no room for anything else. So I told him, I gave him the choice last night. I was like, you don't even have, like, literally, I want you to be happy. Like, I want to be here. Okay. I see that you want to be here because you're here. That's how simple things are. And when you don't want to be here, you're not here, no matter what the excuses are, that it is what it is. But I just want to let you know that we don't have to go through all this craziness for you to be your runner again. We both understand the journey we're on. We understand that it's not for the weak. We understand that we're going to go through some trials and tribulations. We understand all of this. So, let's try working out some of these tools that we got around this, because, you can go to a store and you can buy a bunch of wood and hammers and nails, and you can buy all these books on ascensions and twin flames and blah, 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 and you can throw them all in a pile and just wait for your life to happen. And you know what? The longer you wait, the longer it's not happening, because those books of instructions and nails, and it's not going to pick up and do it. You have to, like, literally pick it up and start using those tools. Before you know it, you've built yourself a beautiful home. So I'm building myself a beautiful home, and I invite him to join me in the 5D, at least at this point. And since vibrations change, and I'm not the same person that I was even last year, then I guess we'll see what that looks like. If our vibes are on the same wavelength, then we'll be catching that wave. And if not, then I guess we'll be somewhere else. But I just need to make sure that no matter what wave I'm on, I'm still mastering me, because at the end of the day, that was my contribution to the collective as a whole, because we are all one, just like a tree and all of its leaves, but each leaf has a function, and I need to figure out what my function is. And I hopefully that resonates with you, because my spirit guides are telling me, put this online, and I'm going to do it. So the next one, now this is the funny one. It came out upside down. The Nine of Swords. And when I picked it up last night to read it, it really told me to turn it around, because I had shuffled all my cards, but nothing had come out upside down. So I said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn that around. So I did. And of course it went with a positive flow, and we kept on going. But today I am going to read it right side up, because this would mean that first we contemplate, in my judgment, somebody comes in to help, and we're left crying because things are not being recognized. We see the love here, but we don't understand the 5D. 3D love, 5D love. Crossed arms, crossed legs, not looking at it. But let's see. So I guess I'm getting two at a time now, because I'm just keep going on that one. It's amazing. Despair, anxiety, causing misery and sense of hopelessness. In every life comes pain and sorrow, but life goes on to each tomorrow. Analyze the spread very carefully. It could indicate serious illness, tragedy, or major operation. Inconsolable unhappiness, unfortunate circumstances. And believe me, it is unfortunate, because I think that as his twin, I just triggered in him. I just triggered him. And he thought he was already done the Dark Night of the Soul. Last year I did it when he ran. And he said he did it with his wife. And I'm like, I don't know. Your wife was like your soulmate. My husband, I had a husband for 20 years, and, he was my soulmate. We had lots of stuff to work out, but he wasn't my twin. This is a different situation. And so I think that he's getting ready to go through that. And I'm going to allow him to do that with all love and peace and harmony, because even though I didn't like it at the time, and I didn't think that it was fair, and I thought he was a complete asshole for doing it, for ghosting me like that, his 5D knew to leave me alone and allow me to grow spiritually. And so I think he's getting ready to start his Dark Night of the Soul, and he's going to make it, and he's going to probably do a good job, and I will not sell him short and not allow him to learn his lessons. I think that's probably going to be a little bit hard for him too, because he expects me to just always be there waiting. So the next row then is for me. So my card starts off with the Death card, which is great and amazing, because I'm like, oh hell yeah, I'm ready for things to die. Like, it's already summer. I should not be digging out weeds from last year. Like, I'm ready to scrape it all, clean it, do something brand new. So for me, I'm ready for something new. So let's see what it says here. I love it how it all works out like this. That's why I don't mind reading out of the book, because you know what? That just helps reassure everybody that I'm not just trying to put my own spin on anything or whatever. Or actually, it doesn't matter if that's what people think, then they're not resonating, and it is what it is. But it still amazes me. I was doing it since I was 18. I'm 45, and it still blows me away. So do not resist sudden change. Oh, I'm not going to resist this. The vibratory forces around you will provide all the strength needed to accept new situations. What's so crazy about this is that, no, I'm not going to resist this sudden change, but I didn't. This was just last night, and I'm seeing it differently today, because a whole nother situation happened. But now, hey, they tried to prepare me, and they did a damn good job, because now I'm reading it, I understand it, and yeah, I'm okay with this. So release your fears and look ahead. Today is new and the past is dead. And he's like laughing at me. He's like, yeah, it's talking about being the past is dead. And I'm like, I'm not quite sure that that's exactly what, because that's, I understand, but I'm not sure. But now I'm seeing that it's my willingness to continue to think that I'm a victim, or that I'm doing something more than him because I'm doing my work. And it's like, really? No, you allowed me to do my work, and now I'm going to allow you to do your work. And so I'm going to allow that past to go away so that we can move forward. You must try and leave the past behind you. If you hang on, you will lose new opportunities coming into your life. Experience is the greatest teacher. Don't be afraid to start new projects. Worry and depression will get you nowhere. Face the future with new faith and accept the change. And I gotta tell you, this happened right around, I'm so hot, I'm sorry you guys, my air conditioner broke, and I'm waiting for the guy to come and fix it, and it's a Sunday, so it's you know, it's one of those emergency things, and it's like 100 degrees out here. But anyhow, so yeah, last year when it says here that experience is the greatest teacher, don't be afraid to start new projects. Well, last year I didn't know anything about a twin flame. I've been reading cards since I was 18. I was pissed at my spirit guides. I was like, why didn't you tell me about this? And they're like, divine timing, of course. You know, if you'd have known about this, you probably would have signed off, because, you know, it's not for the weak, and this is something that you're contracted to do. So experience is the greatest teacher. Don't be afraid to start new projects. I went into such a deep depression last year. Like, I just didn't understand it. Like, we were together for like every single day for 7 months. We were so in love. We were in such bubble love. It was amazing. And then he's just gone. I didn't even know what the word ghosting meant until that happened. I found out all kinds of new things. Ghosting, breadcrumbing, you know, narcissism, like all kinds of things to explain this. But then I hit twin flames. I was like, whoa. And that's when my spirit guides told me, okay, now we're going to step out for a minute and we're going to allow you to go through some stuff. And I had never, since I was as long as I can remember, I've never not been able to feel my spirit guides. And they were there, but I couldn't feel them. They really allowed me to go through this by myself. And I really need to allow him to go through this by himself. And I'm excited that I can actually say that. I hope I can, you know, I'll let you guys know. I hope I can actually follow it, because I'm generally a person who thinks that they can control everything, and releasing control has always been hard for me, and I'm going to learn from these mistakes. So that's for me. Anyways, the King of Wands, but here's another one that was reversed. Or was it? Yeah, no, it was reversed. And I think I might have turned it right side up, because I thought I, you know, hadn't pulled out all my cards like that. But let's see. The Knight of Wands. Reversed. So this will be also new. And this is for me. Swiftness and jealousy. And I know what it is reversed, but let's see what it says, because it's kind of, now I'm getting a little baffled on it. But what's crazy about it is, even though I'm getting baffled on it, a clarifier card fell out upside down. And it was the Page of Wands. So they let me know that if I didn't understand the Knight of Wands upside down, go ahead and read the Page of Wands upside down too. So I'm pretty sure that I'm going to find out very clearly what this means, and they're probably telling me about my control issues and what really needs to happen right here. I wish I would have read this last night, because maybe today would be a little different for everybody, but you know, or maybe it should be, I should be honest, maybe it'd be different for me. I wouldn't be having to own up to my stuff, you know. So you feel restricted by minor disputes. Young man, possible cause. Eyes of blue, hair red or fair, indecision in the air. Lack of energy, despondent. Should be encouraged to try something new. Frustration and indecision. You should follow your conscience and act accordingly. Jealousy is causing odd behavior. Oh, I know what that means. And it really is around that. I just got a new roommate, and that makes it to where he doesn't feel like he can go and do what he wants to do, because he likes to control things too. He's also a Virgo and 9, and so he wants to be able to leave here and then know that I'm sitting here while he's doing that. But now that I'm doing something else, he can't go off and do that because I'm not sitting here. And the Page of Wands, I mean, I'll read it upside down. I don't think I need a clarification for that anymore, but receiving information from a young person. Eyes of blue, hair red or fair, information will soon be there. Young boy, girl, child, uncomfortable relationship with a person who is domineering. Someone could be upsetting you. So it's basically the same thing. And, you know, he fits that, and at least personality-wise, because he's acting, you know, like a child right now, and I'm going to let him do that. I acted like a child last year, and whether or not, I mean, he'll take credit for that, because I'll say thank you, and he'll be like, oh yeah, you know, of course, no problem. He's like, you know what, okay, that's crazy, but when I say thank you, I'm talking to the collective that helped the container, to the universe that helped facilitate, to my 5D twin who triggered me into this process, but not to the twin who's doing all this right now. That was horrifying for me. I had no idea what it was, and I had always been connected, and so it was a big deal. But then I got the 10 of Cups. You know, that's the happy family. That's the achievement of plans. If I can just learn these lessons myself. Now, I would like to say that I hope that my twin would get it together, and that's my twin. He's my twin. It is what it is. But I am also open to a karmic relationship that is just as fulfilling and continue the vibe of love. If my twin finds a karmic that he's happier with, I'd rather him be happy. So I don't know what this is going to look like, but I sure like the energy of it. So, you know what? It's a happy outcome with justice on the end. You know, somebody looked into the situation. They agree that, you know, happiness for me. So, or if I did the whole thing as one, then you know, I wanted love, I'll get love. And it's all going to work out because love begets love. And you know what? I like that. So let's see, the Ten of Cups. Because there we go, I'm reading out of the book for you guys. You're experiencing the state of happiness you desire, realization of personal hopes and dreams. Peace within, contentment reigns, joy at last after pains. Indication of a marriage, looking to the spread for confirmation. Difficult for you to realize that everything is working out well. Possible trip that spells happiness. Things are happening suddenly, exciting vibrations. Now, this is what I can tell you, is that I've kept a lot of great journaling over the years while I was doing while I was doing card reading and, you know, and soul searching and energy healing, and, you know, that, and I wasn't trying to make a living at it or anything, I just did it. But when I went through the dark night of the soul, I also stayed true to that, and I held up into a shack, and I sat in there, and I wrote my little heart out. Well, when I turned 45, my dad had given me a folder with all of my writing in it since I was a kid. And you wouldn't believe how I've been actually raised my whole entire life. I mean, you guys will believe because you guys are twins. But yeah, I'm learning information that is all now starting to come together. So this divine timing and this like activation or this wake up is like taking a time release medication, and now time is releasing, and I'm like, holy cow, I remember that when I was 9. Oh my gosh, I wrote that when I was, you know, this, that, and I either read it and I'm like, holy cow, I wrote that. I don't even remember writing it because it wasn't me, it was coming from spirit. Had I followed that, so that's why I think a portion of me doing this on reading online is not so much to try to tell the collective what's going on, but I'm doing it for me so that I can remind myself, but me and you are one, so collectively, you're not going through it alone, I'm not going through it alone. What are you going through? Same thing as you. And all of the readings that are showing happiness right now, those are also resonating with us. It's multidimensional. So we are all ebbing and flowing, and we're doing what we're going to do no matter what, and the world is going to ascend, and we are still going to love. So we are in a great space right now. And I feel really good to say that, because last year at this time I was a wreck. I was a hot mess. I don't think that he would have come back just on the sheer fact of like horrification of like how I locked myself up, and I'm like up all night downloading and reading and writing. Oh yeah. Whew. Thank God for that. Thank you guys for holding that container. Thank you guys, collectives, because, you know, it wasn't easy for all of us, you know. I was holding your container too. So, and the last card was Justice, and, you know, like I said, somebody looking to investigate the situation. I'm thinking that's our whole council and collective, and, you know, we're going to be twin flames. Separation is an illusion. At the end of the day, we came here for a job. We're going to do it. We're going to connect. Union is inevitable. We have to rise, the collective. We have to hold that container so the other light workers can help us raise our vibratory forces. You know, we're not the only ones who use this planet, and stuff's waking up, and we got to get on board. And besides, who are you going to try to convince to have more love? That's just ridiculous. So, let's see, 11. And maybe I'll find something new, because I have this. Let's see. Someone has investigated the situation concerned and has arrived at a decision that is fair and honest. Justice given, lesson learned. We receive what we have earned. Yeah, I'm thinking. Stick to your guns and do not be influenced by any persuasive talk. Now, I am seeing this different. I thought I was talking about a whole different situation. Yeah, nope, he's already trying to, like, hook it up. Like, oh, this is what's going on. And no, I'm not going to. You should have learned by past experience to do what you feel is best. All things being considered, the right decision has been made. You know what? So, that was the reading for me. And I will keep you informed, you know, if you guys comment and you guys are interested to see how this goes. That's the whole point of me doing this, was just to kind of, you know, I do readings, and I do them in my town, and sometimes I do them for free. We had a fair, and I went down to the fair, and I just sat down in the corner, and I just gave homeless people readings. I got a $5 bill from a guy with no money, and I took it because I wanted to honor him, that he was honoring me, and I didn't want to offend that. And I think that really ascension is happening, and I'm just doing this to, I don't know, give back to the collective. We'll see what happens later. Energy flows differently. I don't even know why I even went through all that, but there it is. And so, may unconditional love and ascension be with you. Just remember, separation is an illusion. And unconditional love is a forward motion. And those two meet up and you got yourself a twin flame. Have a great day. Bye.